Hello fellow Rainers! Are you tired of setting goals that you never achieve? Well, in today's episode we're going to cover what you need to do to achieve every goal that you set for yourself. So stay tuned. For those who don't know me, my name is Justin Braille. I'm the creator of Forever Rain, which is more than a brand, but is also a lifestyle where we teach not only how to reign in the gym, but how to reign in life through studying and applying God's Word to our life. Now, are you tired of setting goals only to not achieve most of them? Most people use this time to create new goals for the upcoming year. In other words, what most people call a New Year's resolution. But most people find themselves by the end of January losing that path altogether and never achieving their goals. Well, in this episode, we're going to cover how to set up SMART goals and how to use this method to achieve any goal that you set for yourself. So what does SMART stand for? SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. S.M.A.R.T. But let's cover what each one means. S, or specific, means you are very specific in the goal that you set for yourself. Most people say things like, I want to lose weight, or I want to spend more time with the family. Well, these are good, but they're not specific enough. They are very vague. A better example of a goal that is specific is, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to spend an extra 2 hours a day with my family playing games. This is where you ask yourself the who, what, when, where, and why. M, or measurable, means that you have some way to measure your progress over the journey to reach your goal. For example, weight loss would be the scale showing you the weight you have lost, or clothes fitting better. Another example would be measuring sales growth over a certain period of time, but we'll get to that later. You need to have some way of measuring your progress, otherwise you'll never know if you're closer to your actual goal. A is for achievable, which means you set a goal that is realistic. A non-realistic goal would be something like, I want to start my business today and make $1 million by tomorrow. That is a very extreme example, but you see how absurd that sounds, right? It's something not realistic within the time that you're trying to set for yourself, but more on that later. Something that is more realistic would be like, for me personally, I want to lose 9% body fat within the next 12 weeks. Or another example would be someone wants to run a 5K in the next 3 months. When you set goals that are unrealistic, you're setting yourself up for failure. And when you do that, that is where most people fall off of their goal setting path and goal progress. Now, there's nothing wrong with setting big goals or shooting for the stars, but that must be viewed in a different time frame. But again, more on that later. R is for relevant, which means you're setting a goal according to your morals and making sure the goal matters to you. You don't want to set a goal such as running a marathon if you don't want to be a marathon runner. Nor do you want to set goals against what you personally believe in morally. So before I give you the final meaning, please comment below. What is one of your goals you want to achieve in the upcoming new year? Also, stick to the end and see a bonus tip for achieving your goals. And T, which means time bound. And what that means, you set a time frame in which you are going to achieve your goal. This and achievability run hand in hand, because if you set a realistic goal with an unachievable time period, then you're setting yourself up for failure. As stated before, an example of a time-bound achievable goal is, I want to be 10% body fat by the end of the competition ending in March. With the SMART method of goal setting, you're setting yourself up to achieve every goal that you set forth for yourself, but only if you have this last tip that I have for you. Your mindset is ultimately what defines your success. Goals are great to have, but how you react to their outcome is the most important aspect. You may not fully succeed at your goal, but you may learn something along the way that is more important than the actual goal itself, or the lack of succeeding at that goal. You never know what you're supposed to be learning in the process. What you learn from the failure of that goal might be more valuable than what you would have gotten from achieving that goal. So, always remember, your reaction to the outcome is more important than the goal itself.